Hey guys, so today we are going to be seeing how good GHAELYN is right now in the meta. Now GHAELYN has always been a really strong leader for the Aeldari. In fact, she's actually been the best leader for Aeldari for the probably 80% of the early access of this game. And only recently she seemingly has become the worst of the three. And I'm not going to spend loads of time on why that is, but what I wanted to do is kind of return to a GHAELYN build and see how it does in this current meta. So what I'm actually going to do is go back to one of the earlier videos I did called Busted Aeldari, and I think back then a player called Demos was running this high on ladder, and I'm going to kind of revise that list but keep the concept. And what we're looking for here is to be a very kind of early game, go wide tempo, kind of all in on the tempo deck. And so what that means is we're going to top our curve with the Wailing Doom, and we're not going to be playing any other big units. The next biggest unit we are going to run is the Double Crimson Hunter, because these cards can not only obviously deal with enemy flyers really well, but the deal 3 damage is very flexible, and it fits in with this sort of aggro tempo game plan, because you can obviously do that 3 damage to face. So we're going to run 2 of those as well. Now, we're also going to run a load of Guardians in this build. But one of the things that we're going to add in is the Striking Scorpions, because they weren't in the list originally, and I think that's because when we made this GHAELYN deck back in the day, the Striking Scorpions weren't the same as they are now, so they've actually had a buff since that point. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to definitely run 2 of those, and we're going to run double Warp Spider. Warp Spider is critical in this deck because we are going to run out of cards most likely, and the Warp Spider being able to kind of jump back into hand and play again is what gives us a sense of value. Now we are going to run the Striking Scorpion Exarch. That gives us lots of reach, which is excellent, and we're still going to run the double Spiritseer. And we're also going to then run Nuadhu as well, Fireheart, of course, and we don't leave home without our Howling Banshees in the 4-drop slot, and of course the Eldritch Storm as well. Not only does it clear the board, but it is doing damage to enemy face, so that's really good. We've got the Dance of Death, of course, and that then leaves us with our early drops. So I think what we're going to do is obviously run our flankers, which is the Shroud Runners and the Windriders. Now, we are then going to run double Rangers. We used to have Veteran Guardians, but I think the Rangers are probably better now they've had the buff. And in the 1-drop slot, we run double Guardian, Defender, double Storm, Guardian, and we also run, we missed out the Warlocks, which are absolutely key to this build, right? It could actually be, you know, that something like Cosmic Serpent is pretty good in this deck. I not thought about that until just now, but I wouldn't be against, let me know in the messages what you think, but I wouldn't be against teching in like 1 Cosmic Serpent. The only problem with this is, unlike the Anvia deck where you can kind of go, oh, I don't need Cosmic Serpent right now, you can put it back. You can't do that with this deck. You really have to play your curve that you're served, and therefore you have to build the deck seemingly. So I'm not going to run the Cosmic Serpent, but it's certainly an interesting tech choice for sure. So let's have a look. We've got the early game. Now what we're missing is the Webway Gates, because that's our only other choice for drawing in this deck. You can run Evasive Maneuver if you're in an aggro versus aggro meta. That's very good. But we're not really in that at the minute, so I don't think we need the Evasive Maneuver. So it's really between the Banshee Mask and the Webway Gate. And I actually think I'm going to run Banshee Mask, 1 Webway Gate, Now the question is, do I want double Banshee Mask? Because again, in this type of build, it is pretty good, but I think we could probably, like, obviously we could get rid of like one Storm Guardian, but I actually think that I might prefer the Guardian over the Mask here in this type of build. We want to be proactive at getting on board, and I feel like that might be the better choice. It's definitely something we could consider, is taking in a second Banshee Mask or a second Gate for, say, one Storm Guardian. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. So, let's try this still busted deck on ladder. We are looking in the early game for all of our Guardians and our Warlocks, right? We're looking to just build that kind of go wide pressure. Also, things like Warp Spiders are great in our mulligan because that gives us the ability to go wide. We don't want to keep things like the Gate, though. We want to change that, you know, send that back. So this is the deck. Let's take this on ladder and see how it does. Okay, we have got ourselves Calgar. Actually going to throw the Shroud Runner back, I think. Wait, am I? Yeah. Normal conditions here. None of those are very favourable for us, I don't think.
Cleanse this place. We must protect the craft world.
Warriors of Ultramar, courage and honor.
Now, I think we are actually going to attack here with GHAELYN. I might be wrong against Calgar in that, because if this is like a Tempo Calgar deck, then it could potentially beat us down, and it might not be correct to attack first. But against almost anything else, it definitely is correct. So we're going to drop the Scorpion here and pick up the Stone. So we'll continue with this game plan. We'll see whether it works. If we lose this game, we lose this game. But like I say, back in the day when you had like the very aggro-y Calgar deck, you probably wouldn't just naked attack like that. So we have got an interesting play here where we can stun Calgar. This is it's a little bit costly to face, but we can clear with the 2 Shuriken like this, and that way we actually have a better board than he has. We do have 1 stone in the bank, so if we want to play the Warlock, we can. That might be better on turn 6 though, to play something like Warlock, Rider and Hero Power, but let's see what we need. So actually, I think playing the Shroud Runner here actually, is this a good Warlock turn? Because we're not really, I mean, it's good for the health, obviously.
We must hurry.
We're just gonna... One of the things you want to do with this deck is be quite... Again, if we use the Shroud Runner here, that clears that. We don't take any damage back. We can use this again, so the 2 hits and we don't take any damage back. And that way we preserve the board. We get a bit blown out by Stormraven here. One of the things you've got to try and do, though, is preserve your hand a little bit by making good use of GHAELYN's power. Putting out that Guardian every turn is still a fantastic ability. Okay, pretty happy with that trade, to be honest. Ah, this is going to kill something, unless we get really lucky. Okay, so it's the Guardian. Now, obviously, Crimson Hunter takes that out very smoothly. But the only thing is, you might want to save that. To be honest. I actually think this might be the turn where we put the Dance of Death on. We could Dance of Death and just play a Guardian. The other thing we could do, though, is we could play the Guardian, the Windrider, and the Warlock, and that will actually save the Banshee's health. Banshee could now hit here, for example. This can now take this out without dying. Now we've actually got a situation where we clear up the board and we preserve our board completely. I think what I'm going to do here is drop this and actually put the Shuriken on. And the question then is, do we want to take that out or not? Because we can potentially do 3-7 damage to face here. Or we trade that. Only do 5 if he comes back at us. That is the other way of looking at it. Definitely gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I think perhaps we could have been a bit greedier there and pushed for damage. Potentially. Ah. So now we will use one of these to get rid of this. And because we've got the Dance of Death on, the 2 Shuriken will finish that off without us taking any damage. Inspired Retribution, we're very happy to see that. It means he's not developing the board. Now then. That puts him on 11, so we can put him down to 7 from GHAELYN.
This cannot be done.
It's not my turn yet. Kind of at the point where I don't really want to use the Crimson Hunter to remove. Trying to think about lethal. But that said, if I do use this now to clear this, and then we go like this, and then we go like this, filling out the curve nicely with the 1-drops. We've got this pressure board state. We will hit face here. And between the 4 damage from GHAELYN next turn and the double hit from the Storm, that should be lethal anyway. So that's regardless of, even if he somehow clears the board and, you know, the worst thing would be he clears the board and like stuns GHAELYN. That would be, oh, okay, no, that would be the worst thing. Forgot about that. Now we've lost our... oh, this is a horrible turn for us, actually. Oh, that's not what we wanted to see either. Oh no. We're actually going to put ourselves in lethal range now for him. So of course we could use the storm here and these two and preserve our life. But the other option is we just attack with our Lord. But then we're down to 10 health. Which means if he hits us and has double death from above, he wins. Ugh. I don't think we can do that. So, I'm a bit sad that we had to make that play. That was a really well-timed Humanity Shield, and it really messed up that win con with the Storm. But I think it was too... oh, but then we get wrecked by this. Oh, man. Yeah, we might have thrown this away. Oh, look. Wouldn't the Storm be good now? The other line of play was to basically just kill it with GHAELYN and go down to 10 health, but then we risked the Dance of Death. So I think we've played around the wrong condition here. That's what this is now looking like, to be honest. Yeah. He's got us. I think he's got us. It's always been a tricky matchup, this one, but I mean we had the win there. It's always that question of which lose condition do you want to play around. We played around the double death from above, but obviously that left us up into Storm Raven. Okay. Doesn't look like he's got lethal, so we might actually still have a chance here. I mean, statistically, the odds of him having double death from above, although look, he did have that, for example. Can put us down onto 1, right? Okay. Oh, it didn't matter anyway. Boom. What a game. Super close. Super close. I think we would have got away with the win if we'd gone the other route. But obviously, you don't know what's in their hand. And you are risking that double death from above play. Grukk. Grukk, Grukk, Grukk. None of the offense conditions particularly help us there, so stick with what we've got. Okay. We're going to start with the Guardian. I kind of missed this, guys. Honestly. I kind of missed GHAELYN. Forgotten how good it feels playing out that Storm Guardian for free every turn. And this is where the 1-drops are so lovely as well, right? Didn't get your Scorpion, didn't get your Warp Spider? Never mind. Hero power 1-drop. Double bodies, 2 stones potentially to pick up. Webway Gate's already online. Grukk not liking this early game pressure. The Webway Gate this turn, if it was to draw a 3-drop, would put us a bit off curve, right? Because we're playing a 3-drop on 4, basically. Harry. Well, we'll have the stone. I think we'll just basically drop the Banshee here. May as well trade with the Banshee as well. Is it something to do this turn? I'm not going to attack with GHAELYN. Don't see any reason to make myself stunned. Oh wait, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Wait. That's just saying he's stunned from... BJ! Oh, I just missed 2 damage. We should absolutely have attacked there. Oh, God. So I think what I actually like here is the... yeah, this combo. The next turn we could Fireheart and use our hero power. Replaying Scorpion would be a bit awkward next turn. Depending what we draw, of course. Carry Sacrifice. Oh, they're not even a sacrifice, are they? They don't even die. That armor's a problem for us. Okay, so now we could actually just drop double Spider, and I quite like that because he has no interaction then with his flanker. We get absolutely wrecked though by Scorch Assault. That's the problem with this player, but you know, you can't play around everything. It's E6. This is where his Vet Storm boys and his Squig Buggies come into play, his big flankers. So I think it's correct to play around those rather than the Scorch. Wow! Alright. Goes with the no mucking about play. Now we've got 7. So I think we continue to just... I think we got to take out Makari here. Normally I would take out the Grukk, but I think you kind of have to do it this way. Where you then go like this. Take this out. Back. And drop the 3-drop again. The armor's a real challenge for us, for sure. Now he can bring his flanker in. So we were definitely correct last turn with what we did. Probably going to be saying bye-bye to the Warp Spider here, are we? There is a play where you obviously use the Nuadhu Fireheart. Or we just use this now, get the stone. The problem with this play is very all in on the turn that he's got a Will of Gork. But it is difficult for us to play around it because we are a tempo aggro deck, so it's just a horrible card for us to face, really, with this type of deck. I don't think we can afford to be saying, oh, well, we'll just keep the Guardian back. Also, this is where playing the one drop really, that pressure really surmounts, because he hasn't got the capacity to deal with it right on a turn like this. He's got way too many other priority targets. Okay, is this going to be Storm Boy? 2 Storm Boys coming down with flank. No, it isn't. Okay, so that was really just a panic flank. Right, okay. Leaving the stones. Okay, sure. So what we can do here is drop this. Drop this. Drop this. Hit here. And that makes things invulnerable, so we might as well make use of that to just kill this. I think we will put some pressure on here. Has he drawn his Will of Gork? If he hasn't, this might need to be a turn where we really go in on the damage to face and switch gears from kind of controlling the board. This is a tempo-based aggro deck, which means that you do have to control the board. It's not just like a face bash aggro deck, which is exactly the way we've been playing it. Let's just get to Okay, so brings on the flanker with Blast. Pyromaniacs. Nice. I think this is the turn where we now use the Webway Gate. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. And then we're going to just play out this whole board, I guess. Nice that we get to put in the damage with this guy and he still survives, following the Warlock play. I'm going to continue taking 2 damage to give 1, because we really want to put that pressure on. And this is how you know you're playing this deck well. I mean, obviously if he gets Will of Gork here, we're screwed. But this is what should happen, is that you should get to kind of, when you get to these E10 turns, you've actually played out your hand. Yeah, he's got the Scorcher, okay. Phew. Has he got another one there? He's used Pyromaniacs, he's used one Scorcher. If he's got another one, we just lost the game. Oh, the Gretchen mob. Oh, we need a flanker. Actually, even one flank is not enough. That is a really nicely timed Gretchen mob. Really nicely timed. So we're looking for Eldritch Storm here. We do draw 2 cards, which is good. So we'll be halfway through our deck. We haven't seen a storm yet. There's a decent chance. That ain't it. That ain't it. We're very sad that we're not getting value from this. Very, very sad, and he'll be very, very happy to see that. It is a deck where sometimes, like, you've got the cards, they have got to line up. As I say, this is not Anvia where you can kind of correct your hand. The way we get around that lining up problem is in the way we build the deck and the curve and everything. We are able to keep putting out a pressure board state. He's used a lot of AoE. The only one he hasn't used is the big Will of Gork yet, but he's clearly trying to dig for that. I think at this point he's probably not that... Oh my god. Okay, we absolutely need our Eldritch Storm now, otherwise we lost this. Yeah. Just turn the corner, so he's putting the pressure on us. Oh, we haven't got it again. Okay, so we'd have to stun that. Probably got us here. I mean, Warbiker doesn't help him, but I guess proper kill is what he's looking for. Yeah. Oh, he's got the double one. GG. That was a good game. It's very, very close. I mean, super, super close on the edge there. Like, we were in control of the match, but it's just that timing of that Gretchen mob was fantastic. It's a good lesson from Grukk as well there to not just throw away your Gretchen mobs unnecessarily. Let's grab this. Okay, let's go again. Can we get somebody to play the game with, please? Yay! Okay, ooh, we got what we got. We got Junith. I think having the extra card really helps us actually. Given that we're a deck prone to running out of cards and we don't have much card draw, I mean, we don't really have any card draw. I don't think Webway counts as card draw because it's replacing itself. So yeah. And we got the Scorpion, so that's nice. Okay, we are gonna start hitting face, because this is definitely not a foe that we can go deep into the late game against. We'll lose that battle for sure. We do just want to get rid of this, not give him a chance to start putting up a load of vanguards and stuff. We have got the Dance of Death next turn, which would help us remove. So he's not praying because he has to remove that, and that's helping our game of putting the damage on. So I think this is a nice turn for Dance of Death, actually. What I'm going to do is go down this road. One of the things in this matchup this type of player is doing, it's forcing him to kind of always consider, like, he wants to pray, but it's just like this annoying little, it's like he's got to clear it, which yes he can do, but it means he's not praying, and obviously we want to stop him praying, so we're kind of happy with that. You want to clear the stone. Okay. So that's stopped 2 units praying. Go. You've definitely got to die. Your last 2. Is this going to be a Spirit of the Martyr turn? Feeling like a Martyr or Flagellant potentially. I think what I'd look to do here is if he can't deal with this board, then obviously the Warlock gives us good value, and definitely it looks like, yeah, okay, he had the Spirit, fair enough. We are ahead on health. Annoyingly, that does kill all our stones. Ugh. This deck really does not like Spirit of the Martyr, that's for sure. I think what we're going to do here is stop the prey, put another little dude out. Absolute devastating Spirit of the Martyr to this deck. But you can see again how we do create these like very, very powerful aggro board states. Like if you haven't got that answer, Look, he's left the game. I mean, honestly, guys, like, people run one copy of Spirit of the Martyr in Sisters, and he had it by E5. Like, you play this matchup 100 times, he's just not going to have that answer. Just not always going to have it. And the constant pressure that we're able to apply is what's really cool about this. That worked very, very well. Now, I don't want Eldritch Storm against Chaos. And I don't want the Mask. I will keep the Scorpion, for sure. I don't think Warp Storm is good. Does the Hellfire Burst help us, or does it help him? I think it might help us. Because if you imagine, like, he's got units on the board, we've got units on the board, it's more likely, like, killing Guardians from us, where it's actually going to be hitting beefier units from him. Now, if this is a Abaddon deck that's a bit like my deck, then it's going to be pretty aggro-y. And he's going to have a big combo. So, in other words, this could end up being a race, this match. And so, attacking might not feel correct. Okay. The other issue in this match, of course, is we do suffer a little bit from our go-wise strategy, you know, into things like Traitor's Hate and Spawned Him, which he's definitely going to have now because he's just drawn 1,000 cards. Yeah. Looks like this guy's an aggro player. I think we're going to do... We're gonna go in. We'll go all in on the race. I mean, there's no guarantee that we win this, of course. I feel like he's the fact that he can control the flanking is a real thing. Although that, do you know what? That's not bad seeing that spawned him that early. Of course, if he's got Traitor's Hate in hand as well, it doesn't really matter. But at least we forced one out. And if we can pick up a stone here, we can actually follow up with Spiritseer, which isn't bad. I don't think we're going to get it, are we? Oh yeah, we might get one. We do. Let's drop that. Take this little guy out. And put up a Vanguard. It's also pretty good to get this guy out now before the big Hellfire Burst starts coming out, because that would really damage these types of units. Whereas our smaller units, we're not as worried about losing them to a Hellfire Burst. Whereas by that stage of the game, he's going to have much bigger units. Okay, this is a good answer for him. It's probably the one card we hoped he didn't have there. What about this guy, though? What's he doing here? It's healing and hitting. Okay. So what we want to do here, then, is hit him here. Now, the problem is, if we Banshee here... problem is we get a little bit wrecked to Helldrake Strike. So I'm actually not going to attack with my Lord, because if I go down to 22 and he Helldrake Strikes, so if it hits GHAELYN, he's definitely going to trigger it, and then all our board dies to the offense card. Whereas keeping it at 4, it's a bit harder to do. Alright, second Spawndom comes down. Wow. Oh, he gets the plus damage again. Man, he's been lucky with that. Interesting. take this out. This is a very strange play, but I'm really just thinking about the offense card. See, if I develop the board there, I would have basically just completely lost my board. Whereas here we can do something like this, and just hope that we've got lethal somehow. Like even just putting this down to 10 health, like the 4 damage kills Abaddon, right? I don't know. It gives you this offense card just completely changes games. Like it gives you a completely different dynamic to think about. Suicide mission, style points. I like it, Iron Warrior 92. I like it. Nice. Alright guys, so, you know, is GHAELYN still busted? Have we answered the question? I think GHAELYN is still very, very, very competitive. Honest to God, this has been a lot of fun, guys. I've missed this deck. It's quite, each game feels quite intense as well, because you have a couple of key decisions to make about lines of play and stuff. But overall, it's a very powerful package. If you want quick games, like if you want to feel like you can control the board really well, that fast tempo, I think this deck is still absolutely fantastic. Still really like the kind of early game kind of Warlock Guardian spam combinations that you can pull, as well as obviously having the things like the spiders to kind of play into, you know, keeping hand parity and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much again for all the support. We just recently hit 1,500 subscribers, so really grateful to you all. I'm going to continue pumping out great Warpforge content for you all. Let me know if you have any feedback whatsoever. And we've also got some really fun stuff planned for the upcoming Imperial Guard and full game release, so stay tuned, subscribe for more action. Alright guys, till the next one, take it easy.